welcome everyone. My name is Joanne. We'll be practicing two different types of pranayama or breathing exercises today. And these breathing exercises help calm the nervous system and have a relaxing effect on the mind and body. So we'll want to start in a comfortable position. You are more than welcome to sit on a chair as I'm doing here. When you sit in a chair, you'll want to sit a little bit closer towards the front of the chair so that the spine is nice and tall versus leaning and rounding the back into the back of the chair. You're also more than welcome to take a more traditional seated position. I would highly recommend sitting up on something, however, to keep our spine in alignment. It's really important to keep the spine nice and tall and erect. But you can sit on a cushion or a pillow in Sukhasana, crossing at the ankles, or Siddhasana, heel to heel. Any other option that works best for you so that you can sit comfortably and sit up nice and tall. To begin our practice today, we'll do a little bit of centering as usual, just to reconnect to the mind and the body and the breath. From there, we'll move into Anuloma Viloma, Nadi Shodhanam, or alternate nostril breathing. Alternate nostril breathing is a great way to improve your breathing. It can help clear the sinuses, open up the channels again on a more energetic level. We're working with the three main nadis to try and bring them back into balance as well. And then we'll finish actually lying flat on the floor and practice some deep belly breathing or diaphragmic pranayama. So for that, I have a pillow from my bed that I will place underneath my knees, and maybe a smaller pillow or a folded towel to support the head when we come onto our back. You'll also want a nice heavy book. So we'll be using this book on top of the belly once we get to that pranayama exercise today. So find a comfortable seat, make your adjustments. The other thing that you want to be aware of is you want the belly to be free. So if you want to wear looser clothing or something that will stretch and expand so that movement happens around the abdomen. So any comfortable posture that you want to take, move the flesh out of the way so that you're sitting up nice and tall on those sit bones. Like I said, it's really important that the spine stays tall and long. So if you have tight hamstrings, low back, and you're rounding, elevate higher, use your chair. From here, take Chin Mudra in the hands. Index finger touches the thumb. The other three fingers are extended, resting the hands on the knees. But let the upper arm bones just gently hang from the shoulders there along the side of the body. From here, floating the head on top of the shoulders, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Start to soften the eyes, eventually closing the eyes completely, so that we can redirect and turn our attention inward. And if you need to make any adjustments here in your clothing, your surroundings, or posture, make those adjustments in the beginning so that we can find stillness in the end. Let's take a mental scan of our body here to begin. Let the crown of the head lift and lengthen upwards towards the ceiling. Relax the muscles across the face, especially the forehead, the brow, and the eyebrow center. Poof your cheeks, wiggle out the mouth, tongue, and jaw if you hold tension and tightness in the jaw area. Floating the ears over the shoulders, shoulders over the hips. Notice the weight of the shoulders, elbows, and backs of the hands resting on the knees. Feel a lifting and lengthening from the navel center up the front of the spine. And try to visualize the natural curves running up the back of the spine. As we keep the upper half of our body sitting up nice and tall, lengthening, upwards. Simultaneously, we want to try to relax the lower half of the body towards the ground. Ideally, your knees are slightly lower than the hips so that the hips can softly open. Balance your sit bones equally. Left sit bone, right sit bone, both sit bones together. And relax down the legs, behind the knees, into the ankles, feet, and toes. Noticing where your legs are touching each other and all the contact points with you and the prop and the floor below. From here, we'll start to spread our awareness to the rhythm of the breath. Simply observe and watch the body breathe. We'll notice on the inhale that the body naturally expands as it fills itself up with fresh air, prana, and energy. When the body naturally contracts as it exhales away stale old air and energy. Notice the subtle movements of the body, any natural sound the breath might be making. And then concentrate the awareness around the nostrils, the tip of the nose. You might even notice a difference in temperature between your inhalation and the exhalation. You might also notice that one side feels more open than the other. So one nostril might be taking in more air than the other, which is completely normal and natural. The sides tend to shift about every hour, hour and a half, ideally. And when we practice our alternate nostril breathing, we're actually trying to open up both sides equally, finding that sweet spot where you even out, equalize, and balance the breath. Then that has the same effect on the mind. Maintain the posture, sitting up nice and tall. Now I want you to focus a little bit more on the abdomen. And the next time we take a breath in, I want you to relax your belly as much as you can. Try to let it expand, almost like a balloon. And on the exhale, very gently draw the navel inward towards the spine. As you breathe in, you relax the abdomen, allowing it to stretch and expand. And on the exhale, gently draw the belly in towards the body. And you're breathing as smoothly and evenly as possible in and out through the nose. And now let's take one more cycle of breath. On this next breath, let's make this breath our biggest breath of our day yet. So the next time you inhale, you can let the abdomen expand. Continue to fill yourself up into the rib cage. The chest might even rise. All the way up into the brim, in the throat. Full, complete breath in. And the exhale is just as important. So we'll take just as much time to exhale and empty the body back out from top to bottom. So soften the throat. Soften the chest. And at the bottom of that exhale, draw that belly back in, squeezing that breath out like you're squeezing out a tube of toothpaste. At the bottom of the exhale, we'll let go of trying to follow and control the breath for a moment. Let it wander away wherever it wants to go. Observe and notice your seated posture for a moment. And any sensations or feelings that might be floating around. Remembering that when we make these observations, we do so without judgment, without labeling anything good or bad. We're simply acting as a witness, looking from the outside in. And then from here, just very softly start to flutter those eyelids back open. Gently bring your awareness back to the space around you. And we're going to give our body a quick break. So if you're seated in a chair, you can just wiggle out your toes, relax your arms down beside you. If you're in a cross-legged position, I'm going to want us to switch up the cross of our legs. You can give them a quick stretch up. We will come back to our seat to practice our Nadi Shodanam. So give them a quick little wiggle, get the blood flowing back down into the legs and the feet. And then we'll switch up the cross. So try to place the opposite foot in front this time. Reconnect to your nice tall posture here, really lifting and lengthening up into the heart. Remember, the head is just floating on the shoulders. So I will guide us through several rounds of Nadi Shodanam verbally, and then I'll allow us to continue to practice a few rounds on our own in silence. So once you start to figure out the rhythm, then you'll be able to continue on your own. Now this pranayama does kind of get the sinuses going, so if you already are feeling a little stuffy, you might want to grab a tissue and have that ready for you as well. So again, chin mudra in both hands, the hands resting down on the knees. In your right hand, you're going to take Nasagra mudra, so you're going to bring your hand into a peace symbol, and then you're going to glue the index finger and middle finger together, and open up your thumb, ring, and pinky. So those are your pinchers, okay? And then you're going to turn your right hand towards you, placing the middle finger and the index finger right into that third eye center. So that little acupressure point right at the eyebrow center. Your thumb and then your ring and pinky will gently rest to the outside of your nostrils. Both nostrils are open to start. Sit up tall. Keep your posture. To begin, inhale through both nostrils. Exhale back out through both nostrils. Then close off your right nostril with the thumb and inhale just through the left. Close the left, open the right, and exhale. Inhale back through the right. Closing right, open left, exhale. That's one round. Inhale left. Close left, open right, exhale. Inhale back through the right. Close right, open left, exhale. That's two rounds. Inhale left. Close left, open right, exhale. Inhale back. Close right, open left, exhale. That's three rounds. Try to continue at your own rhythm and pace. We want the inhales and exhales to be equal in length. If the right arm starts to get tired, place your left hand underneath the right elbow to help hold the arm up. And continue to be very mindful of your posture in the body. Let's all try to practice one more round of Nadi Shodanam. So you should finish this round exhaling out through the left nostril. So after you make that last exhale out the left nostril, keep the eyes closed. Simply release the hands back down to the knees in Chin Mudra. You're focusing your internal gaze at the third eye center, the space between the brow. And simply observe any sensations or feelings. And again, notice the breath flowing around the nostrils and the tip of the nose. Next inhale, softly flutter the eyelids back open, gently bringing our awareness back to our surroundings. So if you need to use the tissue, go ahead. I hope that worked well for you. So we're going to transition now and go into our deeper belly breathing. And this works with the diaphragm, so it does help us take fuller, deeper breaths. You'll move off of your chair and off your prop, and we'll lie down on the ground. So you don't necessarily need a yoga mat, but just a comfortable place to lie down on your back. Those of you that take care of your low back, I would recommend the pillow underneath your knees or thighs. And if the head falls back, you want to support the head on another pillow as well. You're also welcome, those of you that take care of the low back, to keep the knees bent up. If you tuck a pillow behind the knee crease, it can feel quite nice. Your feet can be on the floor slightly wider than the hips, the toes turn in and the knees fall together. And then when you release down onto your back, you can lengthen out that low back so the low back feels comfortable but grounded. Otherwise, release your legs out into Shavasana, flopping them over a pillow or some support, and your feet can flop open. And then you'll take your heavy book and place it on your low belly. So once you get comfortable down here, and if you have ponytails, you need to move those out of the way so the back of the skull can find the ground. Adjust your clothing, your waistbands again. You're placing the book right across the lower half of the belly. So the top of the book might hit just the navel center, and then the rest of the book is on that lower abdomen. Just like you would for Shavasana, adjust your shoulder blades down and out. The arms flop open beside the body, palms are up to the ceiling, fingertips curl in. Feet flopping open if they're out in Shavasana. Again, make all your adjustments so that you get as comfortable as possible here in the beginning so that we can find stillness in the end. So again, I'm going to verbally guide us through several rounds of some belly breathing, and then I'll allow us to continue in some silence. And then when it's ready to come out of our practice today, I'll bring us out with our singing bowl and we'll finish together from there. So once you're in position and you're nice and comfortable, again, let the body continue to relax. So we're letting go of any tension across the face. Poof your cheeks, wiggle out the mouth, tongue, and jaw. Start with just a nice, easy breath in and out through the nose. Smooth and even. And then you'll start to feel the weight of that book on your belly. And with a little bit more intention, we're going to try to grow this breath deeply in and around the abdomen. We're actually working with the diaphragm. So on our next inhale, I want you to relax the abdomen completely. Let it expand like a balloon and try to lift the book up towards the ceiling. When you exhale, draw the belly back in and allow the weight of the book to drop back down into the body. As you breathe in, relax the abdomen, let it expand, lifting the book up as high as you can. On the exhale, draw the belly back down, pulling the book down into the body. The inhale expands the abdomen, allowing your diaphragm to drop down, pulling that breath deep into the lungs. And on the exhale, when we contract and draw the belly in, it helps push your diaphragm up, which helps push all that stale old air out of the lungs. We're also trying to practice some of Pranayama, which means even or equal breath. So not only can we concentrate on the rise and fall of the abdominal muscles and the belly with the breath, but on your next inhale, mentally count the number that you're breathing in. And then when you get to your exhale, try to breathe the same number back out. For example, you might be inhaling and inflating for 1, 2, 3. When you exhale and draw the belly in, exhale 1, 2, 3. The number doesn't really matter, you're just trying to pair inhale to exhale. Now with practice and over time, and you start to improve your lung capacity, you can increase the length of your breath. So you might start adding a count or 2. Just remember to do that both on the inhale and the exhale. The mind has a tendency to wander and get distracted. When it does, simply bring it back to the belly, bring it back to the breath. Be patient with yourself. And we'll take the next several moments here to relax and to simply be and breathe. So just very gently spreading our awareness back through the physical body. Notice again any sensations or feelings that might be floating around in the mind and body. Go ahead and take the book off the belly. Just place it off to the side. And we'll start to gently wake our body back up here. So you can give your toes a little wiggle. Wake up the fingertips. Gently rock the head side to side. Let's reach those arms overhead and take a nice long body stretch here out on the floor. So reach overhead as far as you can. Point and flex your feet a couple times. Spread your fingers, spread your toes. Stretch out your right side a little bit longer than your left. Left side a little bit longer than your right. Stretch out the front, stretch out the back. Take one more big breath in and stretch everything. On our exhale, float your arms down and walk the feet in. And then draw your knees up into the body, rocking side to side, giving your back a little massage. Try to reach all the way across your shin bones, grabbing a hold of opposite elbows, floating your nose up towards the knees, stretching out the upper back. And then bring the head down and the right arm down to the ground, rolling all the way over onto our right side in Supta Balasana, sleeping baby pose. The head cradles the arm, the left hand falls to the floor in front of the heart, and we pause for a moment. Maybe setting a positive intention or mantra to take with us into our day. Turn the heart towards the ground, keeping the eyes soft or closed. Push down to bring the body back up. And we will revisit any other comfortable posture, seated pose, on our mat. So, sitting up nice and tall, crown of the head lifting up towards the ceiling. Being mindful of our space, let's finish this practice with just a couple more breaths together. Extend the arms out beside the body, palms up. Another nice big breath in. Let's float those arms up to the ceiling and gather up everything we need for the rest of our day. Turn those palms back out. As you exhale, float the fingertips all the way back down to the ground and letting go of all that other junk we don't need today. And one more big breath in. Let's reach those arms back up to the ceiling. Bring the palms to touch and exhale, lower the hands back to the heart. Bow the head humbly down to the heart. Pausing here to honor and thank ourselves and our bodies for our practice today. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. Peace, peace, peace. And I thank you all very much for tuning in. I hope that felt nice for you today. Really great exercises to do whenever we're feeling stressed out and mind is racing. We just need a moment in our day to kind of chill out and bring things back into balance. So thank you for joining me. My name is Joanne. You can find more info about me at yogitayoga.org. That's YOGITAYOGA.org. So thanks for being here. Have a great day.